Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So just to kind of give you some channel updates, Jen and I haven't been feeling really well. We've had a chest cold for the past week. We haven't done much filming. We have been doing a lot of work because, I mean, we just have to work through a lot of it. But we didn't do any filming of it because, I mean, it is a lot of energy and a lot of time to do that. So be that as it may, today we have a whole smorgasbord of small projects to do. The first thing I'm going to be doing here is getting on the tractor. We've got some new gravel that got delivered, and I need to start adding some gravel to our trail system that we started last fall, because we're going to be working back there here soon. The other thing we're going to be doing today is I've got some small things I've got to take care of on the studio, so I'm going to take you along with me for that. And then we've got to get into the garden, which is not something that we have talked a lot about this summer. And I'll kind of get into more of that later here in the video. There's some reasons for that. It wasn't a very good garden season for us this year, and there's a plethora of reasons why. But now coming up, we do have a visitor coming up here to spend a week with us, a good friend of mine. So we got to get things prepared for him. We're going to be putting him to work. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, it's early in the morning. It's like 8 o'clock. It's time to get to work. So let's do that. Trying to fill these ruts up are not fun. Not at all. But it's got to get done. So we only did a few loads on the trail simply because I needed the tractor to run down and see one of our neighbors who needed a hand. Well, we've done that, so now we're back. And I've got to go fix a fence. So we had I'm assuming we had either a bear or a raccoon come down by the front gate here and try to get over the fence. And when he did, he bent up the fence pretty good. So we're going to come over here, just kind of fix it up, get it back to normal. You know, anytime you have fencing, you know, you're going to run the issue of something wanting to get over it. And in our case, this was a temporary fence that we used. And yeah, he bent it up pretty good. Now that doesn't look like much, but I assure you that this is the difference between me being able to get the tractor down here and me not being able to get the tractor down. It really does make a significant difference. Getting a little bit of gravel in here. Ugh. Try to move that big old rock. Because once, you know, with it being so wet back here, it's kind of nice to be able to drive on some gravel, at least a little bit of solid ground. Now, we didn't get very far, again, because we This isn't a project we're working on right at the moment, but since I needed a tractor, I figured it'd be a good time to get a couple of loads back here. And you know, give it some time to dry out, get hard, so we can keep going later. Yeah. All right, let's go fix that fence. You know, this may very well be the warmest fall we've ever experienced here. And today it's supposed to be 76 degrees. Tomorrow, 76. I mean, it's great because we get a little extra time to get stuff done, but geez, no telling how bad winter's gonna be. When you live in the woods, you hope that your dogs are gonna poop out in the woods, but that's not always the case. So, you know, being on poop duty, cleaning up after them is essential, because otherwise our yard would be disgusting. So every couple of days, I'm out here with our pooper scooper, cleaning up after the boys. Our new neighbor Rodney came over. He came and cut some stovepipe. He's getting his stovepipe in and gonna be getting his wood stove going, which is awesome since winter is right around the corner. But one of the projects we've been working on the past week is, you know, we're expanding our homestead out into the woods, and a couple years ago I kind of talked a little bit about what the plans were. So where I'm standing is actually at the crossroads of a skidder trail when they logged here a year ago. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time trying to turn this skidder trail here into a trail, eventually into a road. And the reason we're going to do that is because right here in this little clump of trees here, that's where we plan on building our barn. Behind it is going to be our pasture. Fast forward to today, and we've started working on our new road that's going to be looping around the homestead here. So there's the new chicken coop right there. You come down here, and there will be a road that goes that way. The barn will go up over here. The pig pen will come up over here. But before we can do any of that, we have to put this road in. So what I've been working on is just making a base, so then we can bring gravel out here and actually make a road. But I've got to cut through all of this crap to actually make it. Oh, yeah, Mr. Frog. So this is how far we got, but you can kind of see where we're at. Not too shabby. We're making headway. We need access to the back lot here for trucks and vehicles, trailers, things like that. That's why we're putting this road in. And now this here is going to run and loop around and meet up behind the carport that you see right there to the main road. So that way, when we need to get either equipment, animals, whatnot, we'll be able to come through here without driving through our yard. So that's the whole plan. And yeah, it's nice to be able to walk back here for the first time ever. Originally, what we're following is a skidder rut from when they logged. So this was the skidder trail that they used to bring in the logs that they had cut. And so problem is that it made 3-foot trenches, ruts. So we're just using some gravel to get, fill that up. We're using some logs, rotten logs and so forth, just to kind of as fill, again, to fill up those ruts. Then next year we're going to bring in a lot of gravel and fill this in and get this road in here. So good morning, ladies. Looks like everybody's enjoying themselves. A little update on our chickens. We have started moving them into their permanent homes. I don't see Scarlet out here. Let's see if she's sitting on a box. Oh, there she is. So there's Miss Scarlet. She's one of the new birds that we brought in. Now these three that are in here, we have Crystal, Rosie, and Peggy. So these three birds we're going to be moving into this coop tonight. So once the sun goes down, then we'll be able to come in here, pick them up, put them in here. We do all of our bird transfers at night. It's just easier. You know, we don't have to fight them. You just walk in and literally pick them up. So once we move these three birds over to here, we then have Annabelle and Raven that we're going to move into that middle coop. Annabelle and Raven are the last two birds that we have in the outdoor coop here. Club Med is what we call it. If you're new to the channel, Jen and I like to name everything. So that's why you hear, you know, Dory is our side-by-side. You got Club Med. Anyway, so yeah, so these two birds are going to get moved tonight as well. We're going to move them into the maternity ward in the coop area. So that'll be awesome. I have to get the big ladder because I've got to do some silicone work on the studio. And I used to keep all of our ladders attached to the building here on this side, but obviously I can't do that anymore. So we did find the next best thing, which was these two trees. Now I didn't want to put them here, but I didn't have any place else to put them. So, I mean, it kind of fits and it's in a nice location where, you know, I've got the shop, the shed. So, yeah. All right, well, let's grab the ladder and get over to the studio. So one of the things we've got to get fixed on the studio here. So these things are just set inside of the tin, but what happens is there's nothing here. There's no silicone or anything between the insert and the tin. So what we're going to do is add some silicone. So every once in a while you get ready to do what you think is going to be a very quick and easy small project, and unfortunately it turns into something much bigger, and that is what has happened here with the studio. So the first thing that I knew I needed to do was to caulk the insert for the vent, which I just showed you, but then we found some other issues. The biggest one is just the volume of wasps that we have going in and out of the building. So I'm going to have to do some sealing. I can't do it today. It's going to be a project that I'll probably have to do tomorrow. I got to go to the store and get some spray foam. But yeah, that's the biggest issue. The other issue that I found, which I'm going to be able to go ahead and fix right now, is that when the shed was moved, some of these corners, these screws came out. So what I'm going to do is just pull these screws out, put some bigger screws in there, kind of hold that. It actually happened on all four corners. So I'm going to go get some screws. We're going to put some new screws in there. As for the wasps, I ended up having to spray the perimeter of the roof. So we went ahead and sprayed all of that. That'll at least keep the any wasps that are out and about away from the studio. At least hopefully till tomorrow when I can get up there with some spray foam and get everything sealed up. So for now, I'm just going to go grab some screws and we'll fix this siding up. All right, so what we're looking for are some really long screws, and I think I have some in this bin here. Let's see. Oh yeah. So that's the size we're looking for right there. The size that's in there, I believe, looks like that. So it'll give us a little bit more length, and we'll be able to get in there and grab hold of something else to keep it secure. So let's see how many I can grab, and then we'll head back over to the studio. These metal screws, the tin screws, one of the best assets you can purchase if you have the ability to buy, you know, a bunch of them, different sizes, different colors. And that's kind of what we did when we were preparing to move out to Maine. Is we would go to this a store called the Restore, and we could buy new supplies on the cheap, and we stocked up on stuff like that. Hardware, nails, screws, all different sizes, because we knew that that was something we were going to be using a lot of. And Maine has not disappointed us in that regard. So I have not had to purchase screws since we've been here. Oh, except for the chicken run. I wanted white screws for that. So I did have to buy a bag of white screws. But other than that, all the other roofs we put on, screws we already had. Oh, and those who are saying or about to jump in my comments and say that I should not have sprayed this until the nighttime when all the wasps are in their nests. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. My thought on this is we kill them when we need to. We spray when we need to. Especially this time of the year, because at night it's getting down into the 30s, and if the wasps don't have a place to stay warm, they're going to land on a tree, they're going to land on the grass, they're going to sit there overnight, and then they're going to die. So I don't really care that I'm not getting them all in their nest. It doesn't matter to me right now. Now maybe during the summertime I would, but I'm more of the idea is that when you see them, you kill them, and you get rid of the hive or the nest, because that's just going to kind of disrupt them. They'll have to, they'll be forced to go find someplace else. And yeah, so all right, let's go ahead and get these screws in. Yeah, they only have these little 1-inch screws. So adding these 2-inch screws is going to be much better. Now every length of screw has its place, but for these and for this situation where the screws were ripped out during the move, adding these larger screws just allows us to grab more wood on the inside and keep this thing tight. Now you don't want to get rid of your old screws. Like, I'm not getting rid of these 1 inches. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put these right back in the same bin, and I got the 2 inches of them, because Lord only knows I may need these one day. I want to make sure I have them and I don't have to go buy new ones. So this is all the scrap wood we've gotten from this past summer's projects and so forth. This is all cut lumber, and if I didn't do something with it, I'd have so much of it I wouldn't know what to do with it. So what we've decided is all of the scraps from this summer's projects, they're going to be getting burned in the wood stove here in the shop. In the past, we have either held on to them and then become overrun with scrap, or we've burned them when we burned our paper garbage. But now I'm just using it and stockpiling it here in the shop. So come winter time, I have some wood to get started with burning so I can work out here and be warm. So we are done right now with the studio. I've done as much as I can do. Tomorrow we'll get some spray foam, and then I'm going to do some spray foaming over there. But for now, we've got to do something with all of these 4x4 scraps I have. I'm not quite sure exactly where they're going just yet, but give me a moment and I will figure it out, and then we'll get those moved. Having leftover materials from projects is great. It's a great resource to hold on to. In our case, we have all of these 4x4 cutoffs from various projects, and I use these for a lot of different reasons. So making sure that we keep them in a centralized location is key to me knowing where they are when I need them. So now that we've gotten most of the smaller jobs that we needed to get done, let's take a walk to the garden, because I want to share with you folks how the garden did this year, and the fact that this was hands down the worst season we've had. So to be blunt, our season was not very good this year. Early on, we got hit with an enormous amount of rain in the beginning of spring, and that brought an onset of slugs. And those slugs and snails just decimated our crops. We lost the majority of our green beans. We lost all of our green peppers. The celery and some of our squash got stunted and didn't do very well. It was just really a terrible start to the season. In addition to that, we did not get a single carrot that grew this year. We had the same issue last year where we had no carrots grow, so that was kind of disappointing. The corn, as you can see, was stunted. Not really sure what happened there either. Now, that said, we did have some really good things happen. For instance, our tomatoes did fantastic. The grapevines that we have, they finally gave us fruit, which were unbelievably awesome. The cabbage that we grew for the chickens did great. The broccoli is still giving us broccoli. Our onions did amazing, and our beets did awesome. Now, even though we did have some veggies that did okay, like some of our tomatoes and things like that, last week we got hit with 2 days of frost, and it completely killed off everything that was still here. All of our tomatoes are gone. All of our squash and zucchini and cucumbers are all dead. The green peppers, like I said earlier, though, even though we did still have them, they just never really recovered, and now they're all done because of the frost. As for the greenhouse, we are so happy and blessed that we have the greenhouse, because it really is a saving grace for us this year. The green peppers, they're doing really well. We've got one right there, which is nice. The cucumbers did awesome, and the tomatoes, are great. So everything in the greenhouse is doing well. We are going to continue keeping the greenhouse going for as long as we can. Now, I do plan on trying to grow some seed in here this fall. Probably in a week or two, we'll get started with doing some seeds. Not a lot, but I do want to test out the greenhouse to see how well, or at least how long, we can grow into winter. Stay tuned for that, though, because you guys are definitely going to come with us on that journey. And there you have it. I mean, that's really the update for this year's garden. Now, there's a couple of reasons we did have some issues this year. Like I said earlier, we got hit pretty hard with slugs and snails. But more importantly, Jen, she was away from the homestead quite a bit this summer. We had some personal things with family that she had to go and attend. And so it left me here by myself for about, a month. And honestly, between the jobs I was doing and the chores and jobs that she had, her stuff just took a back seat, and that equated into not having a very good garden this year. And that's okay, though, because that is going to happen. We're not upset over it. We're not going to complain over it. It's just a fact for this season. But next season, we got big plans. So I'll be spending a lot more time with Jen out here in the garden. And I think between the both of us, spending some dedicated time to it with everything that we've learned thus far, I think next year's garden is going to be fantastic. Now we're going to go ahead and start tearing this thing up here this week, get everything cleaned up and ready for winter. And you know, and we'll just have to give it another shot next year. But like I said, stay tuned, because we are going to start doing some growing out there in the greenhouse, and you guys are definitely going to want to stick around and see how that works out, because if we can make things grow through the winter, that is going to be absolutely awesome. So if I come in here to the outdoor kitchen, we've got some onions that are drying, and we've got our beets drying out as well. We're going to be doing some canning of these beets here another, I think, 2 or 3 days. We're going to get everything pickled. So looking forward to that, because I absolutely love pickled beets. All right, folks, well, that is going to do it for this video. But before we go, I just wanted to remind everybody to please go check out our website at HandbleCeyaRanch.com. Jen has been so busy lately making products, her handcrafted products for the holidays. She's got pumpkins, she's got ghosts, octopuses, and her staple, which are blankets, are all available. You can customize them if you have specific colors that you're interested in. She's got all kinds of small, chunky related crafts that she's been making, and you can find them all on our website at HandbleCeyaRanch.com. And for all of our products, it's all free shipping. All right, well, with that said, thanks a lot for sticking around and watching this video. And if you liked it, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you folks on the next video.